In this video, we're going to go over the top 5 cowlick fixes that you can use to fix your cowlick. This video is based on an article on beardgrowingpro.com. I'll put the link in the description, but that video has a ton of resources, a ton of research went into it, and you know, cowlicks and other swirls and like growth patterns are really hard to deal with, but I really went through and tried to find the best ones, and I'll summarize them in this video. But if you want the full detail, go and check out that article because it is immense. All right, let's get into the content. A beard growth pattern is something that is incredibly frustrating if it just doesn't look right. Now, I'm very fortunate that all of my growth kind of points in a relatively sensible direction, but that isn't true for everyone. Now, beard cowlicks and beard swirls and beard growth sort of abnormalities, yes, that's the word, happen because the hair follicles are sat in a certain direction. And look, that's determined by your genetics and how your hair follicles sit on your face. There's not too much you can do, but here we're going to go over the top 5 things that you can do. And then at the end, we'll talk about, is it able to be fixed permanently? Yes. Okay, so the first fix is a pretty drastic one, which is just to shave it short or shave it off. Now, depending on how obvious your beard cowlick is, you can shave it close or you can just shave it off altogether. Now, it would look weird if you had a beard like mine and then just shaved a little hole, but you can change the style of your beard. So you can choose a style with a lower cheek line or a higher jawline, or one where it essentially just doesn't grow, or you don't grow it where the beard cowlick is. And so yeah, that's your first option, is to shave it short or shave in a style that gets rid of the beard cowlick. That's probably the most permanent option. And I think as you are growing a beard in the early stages, you're kind of aware of what would look good and what won't look good. And yeah, slowly molding those together is an important part. So yeah, shave it off or shave it close. Those are 2 options. The second one, and this is an ongoing recommendation on this channel, is to grow it out. Now, a few of our subscribers and people who comment always say, the first thing that you should try if you've got a beard problem is just grow it out. You know, growing it out solves a whole range of issues, and this is no different. So growing it out, and go check out my other video on how to train your beard to grow down, because that will tell you essentially the ins and outs of growing it out, letting it grow down, and how kind of length increases the weight of your beard, which then means that it falls down with gravity. Gravity is a fantastic tool if you're trying to grow a long beard. Now, growing it out also means that the swirls or the cowlick can also be covered by hairs above or to the side of it as well. So growing out the beard at the cowlick area, but also around it, is a really simple and effective way of covering up that beard cowlick. The third thing you can do is heat treatment. Now, I don't like to recommend heat treatment for a kind of permanent solution. You know, you can quickly dry out your hair, and go check out my other video where I talk about should you straighten your beard, because yeah, it's not an easy kind of yes/no question. You have to use the heat treatment and any heat styling methods with care, because it can easily cause brittle hair, split ends, all of those things that stop your beard looking just fantastic. But if you want to use it as a one-off, as a special occasion or something like that, there is no reason why you can't use a heat treatment on your beard cowlick and swirl, just to keep it in control until you wash it the next time, because it is a temporary fix. So what I recommend is, not only do you try like beard straighteners come in a few options. The first one is that you get kind of a simple straightener and you kind of pull at the hair and it's in between 2 ceramic plates. You can get heat brushes that put out a hot air as you brush through. That's probably the easiest one for beard cowlicks. And then the last option, and the one that I use the most, is just use a hairdryer and a good quality circular brush and just sort of like hold the heat there, and then as you are heating and drying the hair, just pull it down flat. And before I use any heat treatment just out of the shower, I like to put on a little bit of beard oil that just locks in that moisture and means that the heat doesn't just wick it all away super quick. So try those two things, and heat could be the best option for your beard cowlick. The fourth thing that I would recommend is a product with high hold component. Now go check out my other video where I talk about making a DIY beard balm, and in that beard balm is wax, beeswax, and I really recommend that you go there, you look at beard wax, you look at mustache wax, like the really hardcore mustache wax that people use to style handlebars. Anything with a higher wax component will help. And the reason the wax is in there is literally just as a physical hold to your beard or mustache or your swirl. I think in combination with like heat treatment or trimming it shorter or growing it longer, like in combination with something, a product does kind of add that final touch onto your beard, and you shouldn't rely on it. So if you rely on heavy waxy products all the time, especially to control a particularly bad issue like a beard cowlick, it just ends up looking heavy, greasy, and you need to then sort of put that all over the rest of your beard, because otherwise you end up with this kind of like heavy, greasy looking section. You can buy matte hold products, but once again, the overuse of those just causes more problems than it solves. So I recommend that you make your own DIY beard balm and increase the amount of wax until you get the level of hold that suits your beard style and how much of a problem your beard cowlick is. And what I'd do is go check out that video and then just slowly increase the ratio of beard wax to shea butter in that beard balm, and stop at the point where you get the right amount of hold but without it looking greasy and heavy. Go do that, and I reckon it will be probably one of the best things you could learn to do. The fifth thing is all about braiding. Now, I was a little bit skeptical when I read about this first, but braiding could be a way to train your hairs to lay in a certain position throughout the day. And so let's just imagine I got a cowlick here or here. I could actually do a 3-point braid from all of the hairs around it to hold that beard hair in place as it dries, but you could also just leave it in there throughout the day. It is a style kind of option and issue as well, but it is really a fantastic kind of option if in the morning you want to hold it in and you can do other stuff, you know, plait it in, do other stuff, and then if you want to make a feature of that beard cowlick, then why not just braid around it? Like, that could happen and that could help. And yeah, that in combination with combing, so combing it out, braiding it, letting it dry, letting it set, can help train your beard to grow in the right direction and grow downwards. But yeah, just try it. Like, don't be too skeptical of it. It sounds a little bit weird to braid your beard, but it could be the thing that makes your beard cowlick look awesome. One of the questions that people typically ask about beard cowlicks is, can you get rid of it permanently? And look, all of the things we've just talked about are temporary fixes, and unfortunately, no. It's just no, you cannot get rid of a cowlick permanently unless you use surgery. You could, in theory, extract the follicles and then reposition them in a different direction using unit grafting, where they take out individual follicles, they move them and they put them back in. The issue is you could end up with localized scarring. You know, there are other side effects, and you have to ask yourself, is your beard cowlick that much of a problem that you need to go down the surgical route? And I would argue for most people the answer is no. You can, you know, change the style, you can use products, you can do all of the things we've just talked about. And so getting rid of it in a permanent way, you'd have to speak to a cosmetic surgeon who specializes in beard transplants, and then yeah, change the actual growth pattern around the beard cowlick. Dangerous, potentially painful, but if that's something that you think is suitable for your beard, then that is an option. So there we have it. There are the 5 things that you can do immediately as a temporary fix to your beard cowlick, and permanently, well, really you've only got surgery. Let me know in the comments what you would add to that list, and if this video has been helpful to you, please remember to like, share, subscribe, all of those things, because that helps me a heap. I look forward to helping you solve your beard problems. Go check out beardgrowingpro.com as well for a load more information, and I shall see you in the next video.